and welcome to the sew along for this fun variation of the Rey Underwire bra and Godiva bodysuit, both from my book Sew Lingerie, that feature a dead stock fabric that I have been wanting to use for such a long time, as well as some creative lace paneling. Hi, I'm Maddie from Madalynne Intimates, and we do everything DIY lingerie, from DIY kits to bra making supplies, virtual classes, online tutorials just like this one, as well as in-person events. You can also find us on social media, Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. So what was the inspiration for this variation? Usually I'm inspired by certain sewing techniques that I want to try and replicate or infuse into our patterns, but this one was more about, I had this dead stock Fredericks of Hollywood pleated lavender fabric that I loved. And I'm not like this, but I was like, I don't know what I want to do with it yet. Usually when I buy a fabric, I have a certain intention. I want to use it here, I want to use it there. But this one, I was like, I don't really know what I want to do with this fabric yet. But I know when the time comes, it's going to be perfect. And let me tell you, it turned out, well, perfection's overrated, but pretty damn close to perfect. So for the August collection, we had a Very Perry lace come in. And Very Perry is more of like a bluish cool tone versus like a lavender that's like a warmer tone. But this lace had some blush pink in it. And when we laid it up to this fabric, I was like, yes. Yes, because the lavender, which doesn't really go with the Very Perry, but it pulls out that blush pink from the lace, and it's pretty damn close to perfect. So that was the inspiration or the catalyst of this variation. Let's first go over what you should have cut out, because I've said it before and I will say it again. The key to successfully sewing is having everything cut out correctly. In this example, I am using the Rey Underwire bra and the Godiva bodysuit. Both come from my book, Sew Lingerie. You have to purchase the book in order to get the patterns. They are not available separately. Now you might be thinking, how are you using two patterns for one bra style? That is because the Rey Underwire bra and the Godiva bodysuit use the exact same pattern pieces. The reason being is that I wanted to show that you could easily transform any bra pattern into a bodysuit pattern. So the bra cut pattern piece is exactly the same. The frame pattern pieces are where it is different. So if you look here, this is the Rey Underwire bra, the center front frame, the side front frame. If you lay that over the Godiva, you will see that the wire seam line is exactly the same. It is just an extended version of the Rey Underwire bra. So I am using the frame pattern pieces of the Godiva bodysuit, the bra cut pieces of the Rey Underwire bra or the Godiva bodysuit, since they are the same, and the back bands. Now, straight out of the pattern, or straight out of the book, I should say, the Godiva bodysuit is backless. In the sew along for the Godiva bodysuit, I show how to draft a back band pattern piece in case you want a back band. And in this case, you definitely need a back band pattern piece. So those are the pattern pieces or the patterns that I'm using. Now let's go over what I have cut out. So for the bra pattern pieces, or for the bra cups, both the top cup and the lower cups, single layer of the non-stretch lace. If you are fuller busted, we are making this for somebody who is smaller busted. But if you are fuller busted and you want to add a lining to it, totally fine. But in this example, it's just a single layer of this gorgeous, very bright too, non-stretch galloon lace. I did want to call out that all of the front pattern pieces, the bra cups and the frame, non-stretch. That is standard in bra making. And then the back band pieces, is stretch. The center front frame is a layer of the sheer cup lining. I spray basted it to this open mesh, and then I laid the lace pieces on top. I will go over how I got that angle. But these aren't spray basted down. This is just pinned in place because I will sew that down in the sew along. Now the side front frame is where all the fun starts to happen. So this is the side pattern piece, the side frame pattern piece. And what I did is that I took this frame pattern piece, ta-da, and then I just added a horizontal line and I split it into two. So where did that go? There we go. Okay. Boom. Boom. So I just eyeballed it. I was like, all right, I want a good angle here. I don't want it to interfere with the wire seam line. So I just did about 1 inch from the top edge, about 1/2 inch from the lower edge, did a diagonal, called it a day. Didn't put too much thought into it. Just wanted to be a diagonal line. Split it in half, drew a straight line, and that became my 2 pattern pieces. Now, what you want to keep in mind is that when I lay the lace over the lower pattern piece, there's about 1/2 inch like overlap. If you want to add the seam allowances to this edge, you can. I just kind of make a mental note and I know to do it. I've done this a couple of times, that when I cut out this edge, I know to have it so that the lace is extending past that edge of that pattern piece about 1/2 inch. Now, this fabric here, so it's a single layer of the non-stretch lace, and then I do have it's spray basted to a single layer of the sheer cup lining. Now, this fabric is pre-pleated, so don't you think that I did this, but it comes this way, it's pleated. Now to keep this shape, and this is why I chose for the pleated pieces to be in this spot, is because this spot lays flat on the body. I didn't want it in an area such as the bra cups where it would spread open, so I decided to do it on the frame. Now I actually lined this with corset mesh or corset crinoline. The reason being is because I wanted to be super sturdy. I didn't want there to be any case that it would spread open. I wanted to keep its shape so that it would stay pleated even when it is worn on body when there's a lot of tension. Then the back band pieces are just a single layer of this open mesh. That is it. Now let's move on to the panty. This is the Millie thong from the book So Lingerie, or you could also use the Tinika thong pattern, which is a free PDF pattern on my website. The back panty is just a single layer of that open mesh to go along with the bra. The front panty is the non-stretch embroidered tulle lace lined with a layer of the sheer cup lining. And this is the only reason why I did that is because some people are very sensitive to non-stretch galloon lace or any type of galloon lace, so it just provides a soft layer. Technically you don't need it, but again, just a soft layer. Now for this, on the Millie, there are pattern pieces to get that angle, and I'm gonna cover this up too and cut everything away, but I just place it over the panty as is, and then once I sew down the trim that's gonna cover this raw edge, I will cut away the lace that's underneath. Now that everything is cut out correctly, let's start sewing. The first step is to assemble the frame by attaching these lace panels. So on the side frame, you are going to do a small zigzag along the edge of the scallop lace. Just small zigzag, I would say like 1/8 of an inch wide, max 1/4 of an inch wide, just along there. If you want to cut away any excess on the underside, you can do that as well. Then you will treat it as one ply afterwards. For the center front frame, you will do the same thing. So you will sew down the lace panels to the center front piece by sewing a small zigzag along that edge. If you want to cut this back, you can, but I don't think that it's very noticeable, so I'm just gonna leave it. Once you do that, You will sew the center front frame to the side front frame. I'm gonna do it with wrong sides together because I'm gonna have exposed channeling. If you wanna do it with channeling on the inside, that's totally fine, but I think it's a nice decorative effect to have that on top. Frame is assembled, and I really like how the lines of the scallop lace kind of continue. Just a little, I like those little details. So next up is that you are going to assemble the bra cups. This follows the directions that are in the book, so Lingerie, so you could just follow along with those steps. Also going to attach the back band to the frame, wrong sides together. Bra cups are assembled, back band is attached to the front frame. Now you will proceed with the instructions that are in the book to complete pretty much the rest of the bra. The only thing that I want to mention is that I will be using fold over last exposed. So I will be sewing it exposed on the side seam, on the frame, vertical seams on the frame, as well as on the wire seam line. Also want to mention the panty. So for the panty, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to place this channeling over the edge of that pleated fabric to finish it off. And I know that the sewist and the lingerie lover in you is like, oh, you're not going to like show off that scallop. But in order for me to use this pleated material fabric so that it matches the bra, it's like the only way that I can think of to finish it is that I will have to put a fold over elastic on top. If you come up with another way, one of my mottos is when there's a will, there's a way. Not really my motto, it's a pretty popular motto. But if you come up with a different way to show off that scallop as well, by all means, please do it. But that is the way that I am going to finish it. Here is the finished piece, and I am obsessed. I just love the combination of the floral lace with the sporty open mesh and the pre-pleated fabric along with this purple trim. I know I say this every time, but I think this is my favorite one to date. So I hope you enjoyed this sew along. And if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the comments below. Yes, that is the train going by. It always loves to come in at the right time. But if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the comments below or email hello@madalynne.com.